What's good, everybody? Mr. J here, and today's mod day. Yes, sir, it is mod day, but not that mod day. Not that one. You guys have already seen that mod. That one's done and gone. Today, what we're getting into today's mod, it's kind of a mod slash maintenance mod. We're fully into the winter season right now, and as fellow Washingtonians or Pacific Northwest Westerners will know, winter season, particularly in Western Washington, is brutal, absolutely brutal on anybody who likes to keep a clean car. You know, between the leaves, pine needles, constant rain, unfortunately for us, what other states might consider to be inclement weather is actually very routine for us. So it's very brutal on our cars, particularly black cars, as you know Gotham Hemi is. And yeah, she's pretty filthy right now. Let me show y'all. But I'm on vacation this week, so wash day is still a couple days away. Still be washing her about every single week. If not, I take her to the touchless car wash at least. But let me show you what I got going on today. And then just for context, I'm gonna give you guys some visual references here. She still be looking good though. She still be looking good. Even without that front end splitter. That front end splitter gotta go back on though, because she looked damn good with that on. But let me bring you guys in here, show you what I'm working with. All right, so as you can see, all those pine needles right in there and all the kick up. Let's bring it on down the car. See from back here. See, you should be able to see a whole lot of it. That shit's just nasty. It's gross. And it's just unfortunately unavoidable. And if you look closely right here, that's even tar right there. So the tar comes from constant construction work. You know, there's never a pause in our construction work. It's always going on everywhere. As soon as you say that God, one area is done, the traffic's over, another one opens back up. It never seems to finish, and it always seems to be everywhere. In my daily commute to work, I have like a 20-minute commute to work, and I would say I hit at least 4 different construction zones one way. On the way back, I hit 3 entirely different construction zones. But yeah, Washington roads be complete murder on paint jobs. Now you guys already know that I have the ceramic graphene coating on the car, but you know, with dealing with all of these elements, there's only so much that coatings are going to do. You know, we're really gonna have to rely on washing the car, keeping her constantly clean, not letting this gunk build up for, you know, more than a few days at a time to really, you know, take care of, the coat job that's on the car, but just to keep the car looking clean. Because like I said, the coatings are only going to do so much. But I do have a solution, and I'm going to install it today. And that solution, more or less, is mud flaps. They call them splash guards on vehicles, but I'm gonna be, I ordered some splash guards, got them in. We're gonna go ahead and apply them on the vehicle, and that should help with a lot of that kickback. Hopefully it's not gonna look too corny, but we'll see. I've been seeing them. I see that some of the newer Chrysler 300s, they have them pre-installed. They actually have them built in on the car. So, I've never really noticed it. Driving down the street, that car got mud flaps on it? No, but they're called splash guards on cars, but it's essentially a mud flap. All right, but ordered these things. We're gonna go ahead and pop on into the studio, show you guys what I got. We're gonna go ahead and do the install, and you know, maybe in like a week I'll do a recap video, or maybe I'll just hold on to this footage for a little while. You guys know I shoot in advance anyway, but hopefully I can do a before and after for you guys. You've already seen the before, so hopefully in a week's time I'll be able to do a walk around on the car and we should see a mass improvement. So let's get it. All right, so these here are the rock guards. You know, just flimsy little plastic. Got holes here for where the trim piece is attached, and 3M adhesive tape. So kind of smaller than I thought they were. I thought they were going to be a lot bigger. And then, as you can see, I did get the ones for a Dodge Charger, which, you know, the Charger and the 300 carry a lot of similarities. So I would be willing to bet the cost of these rock guards that they're going to fit with little to no modification. These ones are for the front. But like I said, before we do this, let's go make a splash. All right, y'all, so we about ready to do this. As you can see, got the GoPro ready. GoPro is all ready to go. But nice rainy day here in Washington. The one thing that you can always depend on out of Washington is that rain, and for videos like these are never gonna be too far around the corner. Alright, so as you guys just saw, the splash up comes directly straight onto the car. And what the rock guards or splash guards job is to do is change the trajectory of that splash. You know, in terms of rocks, you know, the concerns with rocks is kicking it up back onto your paint in the same manner that the water's coming up and chipping your paint. So it's going to protect your paint from chips. And then also for, you know, Pacific Northwesterners, you know, it's going to change the trajectory of the mud and pine needles and everything we be kicking up as we do our daily driving. Another thing to keep in mind is if your vehicle has any kind of coating, like, you know, Gotham Hemi does. Part of the reason why Gotham Hemi gets so dirty on those lower panels is because of the coatings. You know, the self-cleaning properties. While the water is beating, it's going to be collecting dirt from the top of the vehicle and forcing it down to the bottom of the vehicle. So it's going to be more likely to catch and stick. It's just a gathering point on the bottom of the vehicle. So by kicking it up, you know, onto the side panels, it's just going to collect that much more. But let's get these things installed and see how much of that we can cut out. Alright, so this mod is going to be nice and simple. Got the rock guard here. As you can see, it has the 3 holes here that line up perfectly with these trim standoffs right there. All we have to do, pull them out, put the rock guard on, and as you can see, 3 holes line up perfectly, even though they're meant for a Dodge Charger. There's a Chrysler 300. There is one at the very top here. This one, the very top, oh, that's not even a full hole. It's covered by the 3M tape. So I would be speculative if the Charger actually even has that standoff point there, since they covered it with the 3M. But the 3M goes all the way up to the top, so we don't even have to really worry about that piece. But yep, remove the standoffs, put it through, replace them, peel back the tape. Obviously we're gonna have to clean the inside of the wheel well there and make sure it's got a nice adhesion point. So let's get to it. Just using some Chemical Guys, no nonsense here. Whatever you guys use, you just want to make sure that it's not going to leave anything behind. So avoid any kind of detailers, as they'll generally leave behind some kind of residue to promote the look of the car. That just won't be conducive to adhesives. And most likely I'm going to follow it up with some rubbing alcohol, so make sure it's nice and prepped for the adhesion. Why is it that this damn foil protectant on isopropyl alcohol is always the hardest thing to remove? Like, I get it, it needs to be safe and everything, but why is it the hardest always on isopropyl alcohol? How come nothing else that has that is as hard to open? Alright, now that it's all clean, just grab the puller tool and work these loose. Nice and easy, just like that. Pulls all the way out. Ooh, look at that. That's Washington for you. Big ass pine needle. And just an FYI, because I've seen a couple of different videos recently where people were struggling with these things. So these, the way that this is designed is, it's when this sets inside of the housing, it spreads this open, which keeps it in there. When you pull it out, it can close like that, so that you can pull it out. So the further you pull this piece out, the easier it will be to remove this piece, because it'll be able to pinch like this. I've been watching people struggle because they've only popped it open like that and barely made it so that it will even open at the very end, and try to pull the whole piece out, just struggling with it for 5-10 minutes. Pull this piece all the way out and then remove the housing. See? Perfect. Like I said, Charger and a 300 share a lot of similarities in terms of everything. Engine, body style, frame, all that. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna secure these pins first, get it locked in there, and then I will pull the get the adhesive tape back in. Now putting these push pins back in might be a little difficult, because now we have the rock guard in place, which is elevating that pin. So the pin itself is not setting as deep as it should. And if it's an issue, what we're looking at right here, where it looks like it might not go all the way, we might just use a new pin. There we go. Alright, so once again, the only hiccup that I'm running into is this pin right here. Now, for whatever reason, I just cannot get that middle one to go all the way down. My guess is that maybe that's where some of the variation between the charger and the 300 comes into play. You know, obviously I don't have a charger to go test this on, so perhaps this standoff right here will close all the way on the charger. But since it's the one in the middle, you know, I'm not going to be too concerned about that. If anything, I'll just find some really skinny ones to get in there and mount in there. The ones that I have are either the same size or larger. But you know, like I said, since it's in the middle, I'm not at all too concerned about it. If it was this one, I'd be concerned, or if it was this one, I'd be concerned. But if anything, you know, there's just going to be a little bit of wobble to it is all that I'm anticipating. But we'll see how it goes. All right, so I had to come into the kitchen. I've got the rock guard here, and basically on the back, these are the ones for the back. The hole for the 300, instead of being right here, it's about right here. So as you can see, I just used some kitchen shears to clip that off right there. And basically what I'm doing, since it happens to be right on the edge of where the original rock guard is, I didn't want to completely make a hole there. I still want a little bit for the pin to push down onto to keep it secure in place. But simple little correction, just the, you know, kitchen shears, and should be able to fit now. All right, so as you can see, rock guards are on and installed. Don't poke out too much. Let's see from the side. Not a whole lot of poke out, which is cool. Some of the ones on Amazon, they be looking like straight mud flaps. This looks like it's supposed to belong on a car. It's part of the reason why I went with Zl1 Addons. It's because, you know, it's very minimalistic, but you know, you can barely tell that they're there. GoPro's ready to go. Alright y'all, so it has been a week since we installed the rock guards on Gotham Hemi. About to give you guys a walk around to show you the difference that it's been able to make on Gotham Hemi. Right next to an airport, so sorry about that. But I'm about to give you guys a walk around on Gotham Hemi to give you guys an overview of what difference it was able to make after just a week. Now for context, when you saw beforehand, that was a week's worth of dirt. We have had just as much rain in the past week as the week prior. As a matter of fact, we had a big storm come through like 3 days ago. Yeah, 3 days ago we had a big storm come through, and it was like we had 75-mile-an-hour winds. So I wanted to get some footage. I wanted to record some footage of, you know, how bad the roads were for this video. But there was just so much going on. Like I was driving over branches and everything. I had to be way too careful. But yeah, we had trees down, we had all kinds of branches covering almost all of the roads and everything. So there was a lot going on, and you know, I couldn't stay distracted because I actually had to drive over some pretty big branches that, you know, I probably had no business going over, but it was gonna be the only way to get home. So all that said, let's check out the results on Gotham Hemi. I think you'll be surprised. Check it out, we got the firefighters purging the lines back there. Fun fact, one point in time, your boy Mr. J wanted to be a firefighter. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the brand new mod. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned. Big things gonna continue to happen here on Gotham Hemi. I'm Mr. J. This is Gotham Hemi. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.